Good evening, Los Santos. My name is Paddy Lambay, and last week, tonight, Formula One hit the city. Blaine County got its very own shiny brand new sheriffs. Armored truck drivers got arrested for committing the heinous crime of working. And Mr. Cross's lovely union makes its way right back into my crosshairs once again for moving money around faster than a Vespucci car wash runs through its quarters. But first, we're going to talk about the sound of a very expensive engine. This past weekend, Los Santos played host to an F1 event. That's Formula One for those out there who don't know. It's a glamorous, high-octane affair where engines roar and tires scream. We got our very own Buster Watson out there while managed to squeeze himself behind the wheel of one of these bad boys. And these machines, let me tell you, go faster than fast. So when I say our weatherman was behind the wheel, he was holding on for dear life. Now, usually, Buster, we trust him with things like, you know, coffee runs or forgetting his lunch in the staff fridge. But this time we gave him the keys to a brand new fancy schmancy Formula One vehicle. He was living his quick and curious dream, let me tell you what. And I'll be honest, nothing says masterpiece of cinema quite like watching Buster wobble his way around downtown in a car worth more than my entire apartment block. But move over, boys. We've got the weatherman. In addition, this past week, the debut of two brand new policing units, the Blaine County Sheriff's Office and San Andreas Highway Patrol. We sat down with Sheriff Madge and his brand new Deputy Strafe as Blaine's so-called finest. And that's like saying that Senior Buns has the freshest meat. Let's not kid ourselves here. They shared their big plans, their community vision, and in Sheriff Madge's case, his unsolicited review of my accent. Yes. That's right. He mocked my Canadian vowels. Well, Sheriff, Weasel News will remember this, eh? I've got a very specific set of skills. But that's neither here nor there. It's still refreshing to see some new boots on the ground, even if half those boots probably going to end up stuck in the mud outside Sandy Shores. See here as I sat down with Sheriff Madge and Deputy Strafe up at the Emerald. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Paddy Lambay, Weasel News, live at the Emerald today with two of our brown finest. We're from BCSO, a brand new department up there in Blaine County. Sheriff's Office. We got Sheriff Madge and Deputy Strafe. Lovely to have you.
Here.
Lovely to have you.
Right. That's right. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us, Paddy. Big fan of your work. Big fan of your work.
Thank you.
Never miss an episode. Never miss an episode, Paddy.
I would hope so, because they're riveting content. I've been feuding with the union for the last couple of weeks. So anyway, Sheriff.
That's right. That's me.
What would you say is your biggest challenge facing Blaine County up there? Is it crime prevention? Is it public trust? Or is it the fact that half of the population seems to be allergic to t-shirts?
Yeah, there's no sleeves up there. You noticed that? Yeah, we noticed an uptick in criminal behaviors up in the northern parts of the city, specifically Grapeseed, Harmony, Sandy Shores, Polluta Base. All right. We felt the LSPD was in good hands, good working hands. All right. The high command on point, people on point, FTOs on point. That's field training officers for you civilians. All right. We were on point. So we felt the need and we were ready to expand. Not only did we expand and with the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, we also added the Highway Patrol boys. You can talk to them on your own because I don't care for them. All right.
Meanwhile, down at Vespucci Beach, I stumbled across something out of a cutscene from a movie. The Group 6 armored truck drivers, the men responsible for transporting your life savings or your dirty cash, or in my case, my weasel expense receipts, were being cuffed and carted off. Their crime? Allegedly just doing their jobs, according to one of these individuals that I bumped into up at Casey's Diner later that evening. Which, if true, sets a very dangerous precedent for these brand new Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Because if working is now illegal in Los Santos, then half of this newsroom is going to jail for fraud, and boys, the other half is going for impersonating journalists. All right. Sheriff Madge told us this was all routine, all above board, and still currently under investigation. Yeah, sure, Sheriff. Routine. Like my doctor telling me it's normal to pass out after one glass of wine. As you can see here, we've got a clip of Sheriff Madge talking about this incident and how this truck apparently, allegedly, went on a rampage the day before. I'll believe it when I sees it.
Well, I can't comment. It's still a ongoing investigation. All right, still ongoing. What I can say is a certain individual on scene there went on a spree of terror.
Deadly spree.
Deadly spree. Not at that time. It was less than 24 hours prior. Similar vehicle, same vehicle, in fact. And tried to kill about a dozen officers yesterday over the course of an hour and a half with said armored vehicle. Made contact with them, found them, and brought to justice. Brought to justice. We protected the people of Harmony, not only the North, but harassing. We don't do that. Justice. That's what we do.
And before we get to our main story tonight, one I'm sure you're all jonesing to get to, we got a word from our sponsor, The Emerald. The restaurant greets you with pure Italian passion, eloquence, and pasta so good you're going to forget how depressing your life is. Phenomenal servers, live music, and an atmosphere that makes you feel like you're actually somebody. But make sure you tell Benny that you're here because Patty sent you. Oh, and Bruno, their head of security, lovely guy. But unfortunately, he's come down with a terrible taste in hockey. The Los Santos Kings? Really, Bruno? Even they don't like the Kings.
Hi, I'm Benny Moretti. I'm the owner of the Emerald Bar. We provide a luxury Italian dining experience at affordable prices. Behind me is the wonderful staff of the Emerald. So come on down and treat yourself to a wonderful experience. You can find the Emerald. It's the green bottle if you look on your map, and we will be listed in city services.
Let's rant about the Union once more. Now, I've been away from the city for a little while. I've been over in Vice City, tending away to my 9 children. Don't ask, it's complicated. But apparently, Mr. Cross and the Los Santos Workers Union have taken up the role of OSHA, apparently here in this great state. And this union has been very, very busy over the last few days. This past week, Cross's union stormed into the Emerald restaurant. Yep, that's right. Our friends that I was just talking about a moment ago, fantastic service, wonderful food, absolutely stunning location. That's right. Barged on in, stormed in under a false pretense of pretending to be an inspector. Let's start one thing off the top. All right, boys. OSHA are not health inspectors. Okay? They're safety inspectors. So, yeah, under no pretense can OSHA shut down your kitchen for being, quote unquote, unsafe or unfit for consumption due to a alleged roach infestation, which, by the way, those roaches just so happen to be very expertly stenciled and spray painted onto the walls. But that's neither here nor there, as these officials, armed with their spray paint cans, vandalized the crap out of this kitchen, shut down the service, and tanked the entire restaurant's afternoon rush. They had to shut down and clean the place up, and then get another inspection from a genuine health inspector. That, to me, does not scream protecting the workers. That instead just honestly screams, you're shutting down a kitchen just to prove you can to support your kitchen, which so happened to conveniently also be open at the same time. Spicy. Food court. Drama. Starting all over again. We're back at the start, boys. It's what I like to do, you know what I mean? Keep things tied in, keep things plugged in every week. We are 7 episodes deep on this bad boy, and we're going to keep on going. As in typical union fashion, there's always more. I have a nice little inside source having access to one of the union's bank accounts. Shared with me some information that a neat little sum of nearly $500,000 was siphoned out of the union's main account and dropped straight into an offshore bank account. Coincidentally, and this is my honestly favorite part, it's really the fun part of this whole conversation, and part of the reason why this rant has been inspired, that is the exact same number that Mr. Cross once touted as the value of his union growth fund. Coincidence? I'm normally not the kind of guy that wraps his head up in tinfoil, screams in front of a piece of paper on a wall with a bunch of red string tying things together. But hey, either this math is a cosmically wonderful coincidence, or the Los Santos Workers Union has actually just been a gigantic laundromat this entire time. So much so that he's taken down that laundromat over by Mosley's. I think they're pretty much out of business at this point. If it looks just like lazy sads, you know what I'm saying? But all things considered, let's not forget that Los Santos Workers Union is here to help you. They're there to help the working man, to make you whole, give you something to support, take down the big bad corporations of Los Santos. Well, if by taking down the big bad corporations means I need to step into the dark side, join a gang, and then hijack people's businesses for financial gain, no thanks. Well, boys, as cold hard truth of it all right, I'm going to level with you real quick. If at any point in time you've given a substantial volume of money to this union growth fund, the union in general, anything of the sort, all right, I want you to take a step back and I want you to think about that. I want you to assess that situation. Is that worth the risk? Is this guy funneling your cash into a Cayman's account for his own gain? I mean, you just built a brand new friggin' building. Where'd that money come from? You know what I'm saying? Go out there, invoke your right, take back your money before it gets invested in the next union margarita fund. All right? I've said it in the past. I'm a man who supports the workers of this state. I have given probably more money out of my own pocket to people on the street than I think anyone else has. But I am also a man with a very specific set of skills. And that is rubbing people the wrong way and shining a flashlight directly into the dark corners of Los Santos. And well, Mr. Cross, I apologize for bringing your name up again. But guess what? It appears to me every single bloody time I take my torch out the glove box and I point it down that alley just off Grove Street, guess whose shiny ass reflective vest I see shining back at me? It is none other than the Los Santos Workers Union. And guess what, boys? We see you. And this is going to keep coming so long as people keep telling me there's shady shit going on. So let's recap that tonight. Buster Watson nearly drove himself into a movie deal. Sheriff Madge mocked my accent and possibly arrested people just for paying taxes. And the Los Santos Workers Union might be just happen to be running the city's most expensive laundromat ever. Who knows? If you have more information on that, though, please do feel free to give me a ring. Reach out to me there on the birdie. I'm always, well, I'm not always, but I try to be available as much as I possibly can, and I will make sure to pass you on to the right way if you have been afflicted by the union in a bad way. Los Santos, I know you're tired, boss. All right, you're sick and tired of hearing me ranting and roaring about this bloody union. And I know you're hungry, but that's why you can go on up to the Emerald and grab yourself a steak and spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? Excellent service. No cockroaches. None. But I also want you to remember that this city runs on the scandals, it runs on the fast cars, and it runs on carbs. All right? And so as long as Weasel News is right here, and Paddy Lambay is under employment by Lou Bogart, I will continue to shine the light into the darkest corners of this state. I will uncover every deep, dark secret that the boys don't want me to know about. Even if it means I get mocked for sounding like a Timmy's commercial. But that's our show, folks. Good night, and remember, don't trust a man who thinks the Los Santos Kings are a hockey team worth liking. That's last week tonight, folks. I'm Paddy Lambay, signing out.
I'm Benny Moretti. Welcome to the Emerald Bar at Chateau d'Amour, where we provide high-quality Italian cuisine. Blah,
Exactly.
Blah, blah.
I gotta remember all that.
Well, you don't. Fucking,
Benny's got this. Benny got this.
you got
I
this
got
shit.
faith.
Fuck, Benny. I forgot what an East Coast cunt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And action.